I got a nice image. Hi, we're live in the van.
Van stream.
It was doing fine just on the bed.
On the bed.
Yeah, it worked. Oh, I know it's late. Well, it's not late, and the reception
Is that?
there.
Well, no, that makes it super dark up there.
Oh, well, then I don't care then. Whatever works. Hi guys, we're setting up our lighting. Our
Try
van,
it from down here, and we can all feel spooky.
our van lighting.
It's not Halloween, but
Oh,
ooh,
gosh.
spooky.
That's all
Okay, that's
blinding.
terrible.
Like,
Wait here.
there, that's fine. Whatever works for you. Are you happy now? Hey,
No.
Melissa.
Hi,
How's it going, motherfuckers?
fucking A.
So, it's not there,
What's not where?
the camera.
Oh,
You want it?
well,
now?
that's stupid. Well, here.
Don't go. Fine. Now I'm going to have to adjust the fucking mirror the next time I
Yep.
don't drive.
Happy driving.
Yeah. Oh, well. Now it's just
Now it's all ruined. It's ruined.
everything. Well, we're doing. We've been busy. We sold half of our house.
Yeah, we sold the trailer.
The trailer
Woohoo.
is no more. Oh, here.
Oh, okay. So
Oh, that's definitely.
I scraped my finger and it's all red and it hurts.
It's very swollen.
And I'm pretty sure it's infected.
So.
But the scab is all healed over, so it's I like healed like a cat. Where
feels
like
a cat.
it healed over, but it's infected on the inside. So I got an abscess forming apparently.
So we'll get that checked out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, clearly.
Hi. We sold the trailer to a woman who
was worse off than us.
Yeah, she was living in her car, so she needed something she could live in.
So hydrogen peroxide.
Well, except that it's not open anymore.
Oh,
I had originally scraped it, but the scab healed over and it's not open anymore, so there's nothing for the hydrogen peroxide to get into.
It would dissolve the scab. That's what peroxide
Would
does.
it?
Yeah, that's what they use peroxide
I'm not
for.
sure there's a scab, but I can try that.
Yeah.
Do we have peroxide? I'm not sure.
We think we actually do have that, actually.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
I know we have rubbing alcohol and witch hazel.
We got Tanya's here.
Hi.
So yeah, the lady, and I'm glad, we only got half of what we wanted for what we were asking, but when it was when the day we sold it, it was like 20 fucking degrees out at nighttime, and they're like living out of their car. So I'm just like,
and she she's like, this is all I got is like $540.
So we didn't. I mean,
so
she didn't
like,
even have
whatever.
She didn't even have like a van like us where.
Yeah, she was like in an SUV with her dog.
Yeah, so it's just I'm glad somebody that needed it.
And she had a trailer and somebody stole it.
Oh my god!
It's like things are fucky all over.
Yeah. So we got 500 for the trailer. But it went to a good cause, and that's more important. And we're that much closer to being able to afford our own place.
But what's kind of funny out of that is, so that's poor people helping poor people more than
anybody
better
else.
off people helping poor people.
I mean, we've had some better off people give us a little bit of help here and there. So that happened.
And we're really hoping we're gonna have a place soon.
I'm hoping in the next less than 2 months. Oh, I'm back. I applied for my VASH voucher again. So yeah. So and that's just a waiting process, but I'm on that list. So hopefully I get my VASH voucher back, and that would put us into a home really dang soon.
Yeah.
because we're also on the
That would
Section
help.
8 waiting list,
Yeah,
but
but
that
that'll
could take,
that would probably take a way longer
they
time.
say months to years
Yeah.
for that one.
So nothing to count on for
right,
sure.
exactly.
And even the Vash Ratcher might take
And I'd rather the
months.
Vash Ratcher because then we won't have to live in the actual government housing.
Well, yeah.
You know, so yeah, I don't know if anybody knows how that stuff works. I didn't really have a topic. I said I'd have something, but I lied.
Yeah, I got nothing.
So,
I can't think of anything relevant right now.
well, the world's crazy out there. Oh, that happened. Assad praised Trump. Well, he didn't really. He was making fun of Trump, but the Western media took it as Assad supports Trump. Is how they interpreted it. Hey, Kyle.
Hi.
And so Assad gave a 90-minute interview for Syrian news. There's local journalists, and I watched like 75% of it. The first half was like foreign policy, war, and all that. And the second half was more about Syria internal stuff. So it wasn't really relevant to me unless I want to know the inner workings of the Syrian government, which
don't you?
I kind of sort of got a good gist of it, you know. But yeah, so they asked Assad what he thought about Trump, and he's like, "Oh, he's the best U.S. president ever," right? Which is what the Western media ran with. But he followed it up with, not because he has good policies, but because he's honest. Well, he doesn't. He's really not a good subterfuge kind of guy. He goes on Twitter. He's like, "I got a big secret." You know, so anybody that's like, you know, going on Twitter going, "I got a secret," they're really not good.
Guess what I know?
They're really not good at secrets.
That's
so
funny.
That happened. There was something else. There's a lot of things that's happening. Holy crap. Oh yeah, apparently this morning a U.S. convoy got shot up by Turkish forces over there in Syria. They said no one got hurt or killed or anything. I think it's funny to
disappointing.
There's NATO on NATO violence going on in Syria now. Like, which is hilarious. Oh boy. So I don't know. We survived Halloween. Wasn't it?
There was Halloween. Yeah, it was super cold.
Hey.
So
yeah.
That kept people away.
And, so that happened over there. And then the United States Navy, it's not completely built yet, but they've started the water trials of a new aircraft carrier. And I think that's hilarious because we have 6 aircraft carriers that are broke down and not mission capable. Hey, Ev.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
wait,
is my finger infected? It's all, and I don't know if you can tell. It's like pretty swollen too. So yeah, and it hurts a lot. I scraped it and then this happened. And it healed over, so it's just a big infected thing.
Oh goodness, you're always injuring yourself.
It kind of was like road rash. We don't have any Neosporin. That's the problem. If I would have put that on it to begin with, then this wouldn't have happened.
Oh, that was something that was on your Reddit. Is the story on Reddit where the guy got bit by a snake, so he chopped his finger off. And then he went into the emergency room and the doctor was like, "That was totally uncalled for."
It wasn't that kind of a snake.
It was the wrong kind of a snake. And then I'm trying, you know, to be out there on the social media and to educate people about how the real world works and all.
Office pack.
It's a garter snake. Like, so, you know me, I'm pretty harsh on people. I don't pull no punches and whatnot.
Melissa's side too.
Oh, okay. I don't fuck around. Okay, now I'm a soldier because I'm combat arms. Non-combat arms enlisted personnel are not soldiers. They're just people that have other jobs that happen to be wearing a uniform. And the millennials and the people on Twitter, they're not understanding because they're all Tulsi's the saint and the hero, and Pierre's the driven snow, and she's probably still a virgin according to them. Fuck, even if she has 5 kids, she's still a virgin. Fucking, so they're like, and it's a cult. Politicians are just cult leaders now. You got the Trump cult, the Bernie cult, and now you got the Hillary cult and the Tulsi cult. When you do not listen to criticisms of your dear leaders, it means you're in a cult. Like, even back when I was voting in, yeah, the first time around, I actually voted for Obama when he first ran because I was a deluded fool like everybody else in America at the time. But even then, when people would bring up things that Obama would do, just because I voted for him doesn't mean I was like, oh no, Obama can do no wrong. No, I would listen to people criticizing from all angles, but you can't. The Michael Dukakis call. That one didn't get off the ground too well.
Yeah. Whatever happened to that dude?
He's probably still alive.
Probably, I guess.
But so Americans refuse to listen to criticism anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They got, and like when they're like trying to refute, like I'm trying to explain to them, Tulsi Gabbard is not a real soldier. She was a fucking MP in the fucking National fucking Guard. A weekend warrior, not even combat arms. Then she went to officer school. I mean, we're talking about a lady whose first political office she got at the age of 21, and people are trying to say she's kind of some kind of working class person. Working class people don't have their fucking child get elected to public office when they're 21. That's called rich people.
Yep.
But then she went to officer school. It's like everything she's done her whole life has been grooming her for public office. She's been groomed from birth, is what it is.
But it's under the guise of,
yeah,
just pulling herself up by her bootstraps. Right.
So she was a fucking MP, then she became a medical officer or something, but an officer, not even a combat arms officer. Officers ain't even soldiers. Okay, there's a difference between an enlisted person and a commissioned officer. You see, enlisted soldiers, they swear an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. Officers, I don't know what the fuck else is in there. Hey, Toots, you made it.
Hey.
But officers, the whole swearing to the Constitution and thing.
Here I go.
That's secondary. An officer's primary oath is to obey the President of the United States. That's why they're called a commissioned officer. All officers are commissioned by the President. All right. Their loyalty is to the President, not to the nation. All right. That's the difference between an officer and a soldier. And that's why officers are not real soldiers. because their allegiance is not to their nation, it's to their leader. At least as far as how the U.S. military is structured. I don't know about other militaries in the world, but the American one, this is the way it is. I'm reading. Oh, exactly, Karen. Warrant officers, they're in the Army, most of the warrant officers you see are actually pilots. The helicopter pilots is what they are. But yeah, they're technical specialists. But again, not soldiers, because a soldier's a soldier. You do soldier things like patrolling and combat missions and blowing shit up and killing people.
Like marching and saying those army.
No, that's crimes. The bullshit they make everybody in the military do. That's not a part of being a soldier.
I know.
And that, I'll wait for the blowtorching. Raising the pipes. Wow. We got
done.
A lot of viewers for the pipe raising segment.
Yay.
Well, the entire U.S. military is short tens of thousands of recruits, every single branch. And not pretty well. Her pipes were freezing, so she had to braise them, of course. And it's been like this way for years. Even the Marines, who traditionally have the best recruitment and retention rates, their shit's in the crapper too. But
very nice.
So I don't even know where I was. But to break it down into something you can verify on the Google and whatever, U.S. combat arms, actual bona fide soldiers have an MOS. That's military occupational specialty, MOS. You can Google MOS.
Well, that was very nice.
But combat arms MOSs are 20 and below, or it might be under 20. I'd have to look up what
cockpit is a great word.
MOS 20 is, but anything over a 20 is not combat arms. It's not a real soldier. And the National Guard is not real soldiers. See, I know they like to retain a lot of retired active duty peoples and put them up there, but anybody can be in the National Guard. You don't have to do a regular duty first. Remember, folks, it's right there in the Constitution. The National Guard and the Reserve Forces, they're militiamen. They're the state militia. All right, so that's not soldiers. They're militia. That's cannon fodder.
So wait, but they can have guns, apparently.
Everybody in America has guns.
Well-trained militia.
Yeah, they're the militia. That's a militia, though. That's actually, unless they've changed things, women are barred from almost all combat MOSs except for pilots.
I thought they were changing that. Did that not happen?
I don't know. I think they have some.
They might have it a little bit, but it's probably not widespread.
But I'm pretty sure girls are not allowed to be 11 Bravos or 19 Deltas. 11 Bravos infantry riflemen. It's your standard. 11 Bravo is your stereotypical soldier. That's their infantry, the ground pounders. We like to call them crunchies. You see, because I was in the cavalry or armory units. So I was a cavalry scout. That's a 19 Delta. And we are mechanized. Obviously, the cavalry implies mechanized. You know, you have a vehicle. It used to be a horse, now it's vehicles, right? And exactly.
Sharpened pencils.
I like it when they kill vampires with the pencils. So we called in cavalry. We call the people on the ground, we call it dismounts, where I don't know what the infantry, because they're all dismounts. They're all on the ground. Well, there's mechanized infantry too. But anyways, we called our dismounts crunchies because like when that's the sound they make when you run them over with your Bradley. Is they're crunchy.
Are we vampires? Probably. Well, no, actually, I'm not, because I'm missing the tooth. Yeah. So apparently, you know, that part sucks.
But that's why we call our dismounts crunches. So there's that. Did I already cover from last time when Trump turned our American military into international oil thieves? What did she say? Rulers rule. Like, if it's a wooden ruler, you can kill a vampire with it.
You could.
Now, before Trump, even before Trump, the U.S. military recruitment was in the crapper. But now that he's turned our military into just guns for hire, apparently, and / oil thieves, international style, you got to really, and nobody in America is thinking like, what's this gonna do for recruitment when your highest top leader in the land.
That's true. A vampire's finger would not get infected.
Goes right out there in front of the world and says, we're keeping the oil, which is a war crime. And
blatantly. I mean,
it's not even a maybe. We might have to have the lawyers look it up. No, it's just cut and dry a crime, right? So it's like, what the fuck? The only people that are going to join the military now there are extremely poor people who have no better options.
But I can say what we had for dinner.
Yes, you can.
I had rum tea.
We had grilled cheese and tuna melts. We had tuna melts.
I mostly remember the rum tea.
So you had a rum tea with your tuna melt. But the only people that are going to join the military now are rich kids that want to be officers, because that's what rich people do. They send their kids to be officers. Extremely poor people who are born in the ghettos and the trailer parks of America, and their only choices is to get some shit slave job or to be a soldier so they can get the college money or something. Those peoples. And immoral people that just don't care. The people that want to go out and rape and murder, they're the ones that are going to join the military now. So you're going to have a bunch of poor people being ruled over by rich officers, all mixed in with the criminal scum. And that's what the U.S. military is becoming. Because the president.
So who wants to sign up?
Yeah. Oh, exactly, Thomas.
Who's beeping?
They're just picking somebody up. They do that every night.
We'll beep right back.
But like back when I was around, when the propaganda was still strong and everybody believed America was the good guys and shit, you join the military. Yeah, you're poor, so you want a good job. You want to take care of your family. You want good retirement benefits. You want to you want the college money so you can get out of the military and do something with your life, whatever. But there's also the fact that it was an honorable fucking profession. You're defending your nation. You're defending your constitution. You're standing up for something. You're making a sacrifice for something more than yourself. But that's gone now. That doesn't exist as a motivator to join the service anymore. Because
well, even when you were in, okay, so that's what you thought it was, but it turns out not so much.
Well, like I said, I was signed up in '97, so that was back in the day. Yeah, and it was never, once you get in and everything, you're like, well, this place is all fucked up, but that's neither here nor there. But people would enlist because they wanted to. They were patriots. You're not going to have patriots enlisting anymore. You're gonna have thugs. Yeah, yeah. Most officers don't have to be managers of.
Don't end up working at Target.
Yeah. They'd work. They might end up being like a bank manager or something, like not retail usually, unless they got kicked out and they only made it to like 02 or something. But the whole point of all of this is like, so if you're online or talking to somebody in person or whatever, and then they're trying to play up, I'm a veteran, I was in the military or whatever, simply ask them, what was your MOS? What was your MOS? And if it's above a 20, then ixnay on their being a soldier thing. That doesn't take anything away from people serving their nation in a non-combat role. All right, there's cooks, there's mechanics, there's fucking
so how would they clarify that though? If they did those other things in the military.
In Shanglu, those will be uniformed personnel, not soldiers. They'll have a different uniform based on their job. Like if you're a cook, you're gonna wear the cook whites. Mechanics will wear the coveralls, fucking whatever the fuck. But you gotta fucking distinguish between your soldiers and your support personnel. That's what they're called, support personnel. They're not soldiers. America throws everybody in a fucking uniform and gives them a goddamn rifle and go, we got all these soldiers. We got millions of soldiers. Because America has, like, if you count the National Guard and all, I think it's over 2 million people.
But they're not all actual soldiers.
No, only 1 in 10 is an actual soldier. The 10% of U.S. forces are combat arms. Only 10%. And that's the other point I was trying to get down to. That I try to explain to people. People think we have this big, super best military in the world bullshit.
Super best.
But only 10% of your military is actual people that do the actual fighting. All right. So you take that, whatever, 2 million, I did the math the other day, and it comes out to the military has just over 100. That's like a little over 110,000 combat armed soldiers.
Pipes of freezing.
Right. So you take that big bloated number of we have millions of soldiers and you boil it down to the people that do the actual fighting, and it's only 110,000 or so. And that's including the National Guard.
He likes the purple.
Hey, yeah, good. I like the purple too. It's been on purple for a while.
It would.
Now, if you recall, in my former live streams, I've explained this before. It doesn't matter if it's the U.S. Army or the Russian military, or it doesn't matter. Your forces have to be split up into threes, because you got the deployed soldiers, you got the soldiers that just came back from deployment and they're called resting, vacation, and reconstitution. And then you got the third group, which is the ones that are training before they get deployed. That's the rotation. That's how it works in the military. Hey, purple is some. Wait.
That's the song.
Oh, okay. I thought purple actually showed up.
Because of the lighting. See, like purple rain, like the.
I get it now.
And the purple lighting.
Yes. The sun.
We have red lights too, I guess.
We got all kinds of colors.
I'd have to go find that one.
So
there's a little dial that you turn.
Don't mess with it now.
No, I know.
So you split your forces into threes, and that 1/3 of your total is the amount of soldiers you have available at any given time that you can deploy to combat. So if you take that 100, wait, no, it was more than 100. That was 200 and someone. So, no, 210,000. Sorry, we have 210,000 combat armed soldiers in America, not 100. I gave you a bad number because I did the math, and the one I remember is when you split it up into threes, the U.S. military has approximately 71,000 combat armed soldiers available for deployment in any given time. So to show you how kind of screwed we have 14,000 troops in Afghanistan. We have 5,000 or 6,000 in Saudi Arabia. We got shit tons of Marines floating around the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean. And who knows where the special forces are. By the way, that number includes the special forces. They're combat armed soldiers.
Well, that's good, Melissa, because then when you have to get up at night, it doesn't make you like all awake.
It's the sex lamp. The sexy time lighting.
It's just better to see in the dark. And yeah, sexy time lighting.
And we have, how many, does anybody even know how many troops we have sitting around in Jordan? No, because no one ever talks about Jordan. How many of our troops are in actual Turkey? Because we have, I think, 1 or 2 bases in Turkey. So we really don't have the capabilities to start new wars the way Americans think. They think, oh, we can just crush anybody. Not really true, you see, because here's some facts. No, I don't watch sports, so I wouldn't know anything about the rugby. I don't even know the rules of rugby. I think you're supposed to beat each other up until you can throw the ball in the goal area or something.
There's lots of fighting.
Yeah. So there's that. So if you look at what we got,
South Africa beat England. Okay.
I know.
Oh, I would.
I'm gonna roll my window up now. Can you hand me a Jolly Rancher, I guess? Because I need to brush my teeth again.
With the Jolly Rancher?
Yeah. No, that's what I do until I brush my teeth. Just kicking each other in the back. Kick me in the Jimmy. Don't you like headbutt him in the Jimmy too?
It's a method.
Rugby giving a whole new meaning to a head job. So there's that. So if you look at the amount of people that are already deployed to combat theaters, America can only actually field, like in a major military campaign, like 50,000 fighting troops. What?
I thought I was looking for something and I'm not sure what it was.
And these numbers that I just gave you explains why America cannot attack Iran. You see, because here's another military thing that a lot of people like in civilian world don't know about. When you're attacking, that's called offense. You have to have a bare minimum of 3-1 against your opponent, because the people in the defensive positions have the advantage, then they can just mow you down. Hence why you need a 3-1 advantage if you're in the attack, if you're going offensive. So if you look at like the Iranian forces and their nation, you would have to have in the neighborhood
I like Sour Patch Kids.
Right. 10W30 makes 10. So you would need to invade Iran, full-scale war, and Iran's not a pushover. They're a real nation with a real military, and they're pretty goddamn good at what they do. You would need in the neighborhood of 300,000 combat armed soldiers to take on Iran. So, and that there is why America is not going to attack Iran. They don't actually have the manpower to do it. And seriously, we're building new aircraft carriers and we have 6 of them sitting around needing repairs. It's like America's become the trailer park. We got fucking broken down aircraft carriers littering our ports all over the country now. And then they build the brand new one. Screw it. Yeah, I mean, you take that 6, you should be able to cannibalize them and to get at least 2 of them up and running. Gummy worms. Yeah, I know. You used to eat the Sour Patch Kids before the whole accident, and your jaw got smashed.
Yeah, I haven't had them since my jaw got smashed.
I don't know if you could.
Not sure either. It's a lot more difficult to eat.
All right, good
things.
See you later, dude.
Okay, see ya.
Have a good one.
Thanks for coming by.
So I just explained a lot of military things. I don't know what else to say.
I didn't follow most of it. Just saying.
No, they sell Jawbreakers still. I'm pretty sure.
I think they do.
Maybe not in the retail stores, but
if you go to an actual candy store.
Yeah, you have to go to an actual candy store. Now, in the realm of going back to the propagandas and stories and spy versus spy scenarios, should we go into the al-Baghdadi? Did I cover that?
I don't know if you covered it or if we should go into it.
I guess I can go. Okay, I guess I'll do al-Baghdadi first. He didn't get killed by the special forces. He died probably of natural causes on a U.S. base in Al Anbar province, Iraq, because all of his last videos he put out were from there. The Iraqi fucking intelligence agencies figured out where he was a long time ago. No, I didn't. I vaguely remember that clearly. It's something, but I didn't really follow up on it. So Baghdadi was not in charge of ISIS. He was retired, and he was just a propaganda tool to put out videos and shit like that. Somebody else has been running ISIS for a long time. Anyways, so, and the big clue there is, again, buried at sea. You know what that is? That means you're lying. Because that's called covering up something. So whatever the truth is, there was no fucking special forces raid on fucking Idlib. ISIS doesn't exist in Idlib because Idlib is controlled by Turkey, and Turkey uses their proxy forces, otherwise known as al-Nusra. And so the whole story of an ISIS leader living in fucking Idlib is fucking ridiculous. Clearly, I haven't seen any of it in the last day or two, but that's all Saudi Arabia, Israel, U.S. Instigation, CIA stuff, with the whole protesting and everything. And apparently, Iran stepped in and already kept the president or the prime minister, I'm not sure which one, the Aoun guy, from resigning. He was going to resign, but Iran convinced him to not resign. And that's all connected to the shit happening in Lebanon. So, Melissa's tired. Yeah.
No, tired of
okay.
Pics.
I get it. So, y'all vibing. What's that mean? I'm not sure. Maybe. But, anyways, the other reason you can't just go and attack somebody like Iran is because wars are won and lost off of your supply lines. So for the U.S. to attack Iran, they need a land route from the Mediterranean.
If Vibin is like dabbing, then okay.
Okay. Raising the pipes. So the entire Middle East is going to go batshit crazy when the whole Iran war thing actually happens and stuff. But that can't happen unless NATO forces have a good supply route from the Mediterranean Ocean all the way through Israel, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq to get to Iran. All right. Now, all these protests you see happening in Iraq and Lebanon is a part of that. They need to destabilize those countries and put U.S. puppets in them so that they can get the supply routes through there. And basically, it's a legality thing because they want their puppets in there, and then they can do some goddamn bilateral treaty saying, yes, we agree to host your soldiers on our land.
Okay, here we go.
We're doing it, Karen. You have to switch canisters soon. Raising the pipes. And thanks for, I don't know why all these new people watching, but thanks for showing up, by the way. Just put that out there. It's good to have people to talk to. Yes, that is MAP gas. It works really well. He used to smoke crack too. It's dabs. That's weed. It's not crack. Crack, you have the glass pipe for. This is a dab rig. So basically, the NATO forces are trying to destabilize Iraq and Lebanon so they can get supply routes to be able to do build up for war with Iran. But it's it's kind of happening as we speak. So we got to just wait and see how things play out on that, because you got Russia and Iran and China that is trying to bring stability to the Middle East, and then you got the NATO empire that's trying to destabilize the Middle East. And that's what war is all about. Politics and war, just two sides of the same kind there. I don't know who said it, but there's an old saying from a long time ago that
was nice.
War is just politics carried out with violent means, and politics is war carried out with non-violent means. So that's how I view politics. It's just a part of war.
Okay.
Hence why everybody in elected office should be at least somebody who's done their public service. I'm not saying we have to limit it to just soldiers, but it definitely has to be people that have done their patriotic duty, because you got to understand the gravity of what your political decisions are, which is life and death. People live and die off of political decisions.
True.
Whoa. 30 years. I'm reading, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes I got to stop and read. Yep. It's called purgatory. So, like, obviously the protests are having an impact, and somebody somewhere is dropping mortars on the embassy in Iraq in the green zone. The funny part is I've been there. You know that they call the green zone in Iraq? I went there, I think, twice. We had to go there. I forget if we were dropping off supplies or picking up supplies, but I actually went to the green zone before in Iraq. It's really nothing special. So they took, basically it was the rich people neighborhood, and then America fucking kicked all the rich people out of their homes and took it and turned it into the green zone. They have a lot of nice swimming pools and things like that.
Right on.
So of green finger. So but somebody's dropping mortars on the US embassy in Iraq during all this protest and chaos. Well, you're right there, Thomas. And the other thing people from Western Empire don't understand is that other cultures look at the world differently than we do. You know how in America and whatnot? Yeah, Cleary, you're right. You got a lot of those are people from your channel, actually. I'm pretty sure of that. And so the Western Empire, we don't look at humanity as humanity or nation states as nation states. We look at the ethnic groups or the religious groups, and it's like the Kurds and the Christians and the Muslims and whatnot. But the other nations don't look at the world that way. Like how what we're trying to do in Syria is trying to use the Kurds to balkanize the region, which is basically what Israel is, where it's democracy if you're a Jew and then oppression if you're not a Jew. And that's what they want to do with the Kurds, is to create a new Israel in the Middle East. And it's all based off of the whole ethnic thing. But Eastern empires don't look at the world that way. Like Syria is not a Muslim nation. Assad's not a Muslim. It's called an al-Wadi or something like that. Basically, what Assad's whole religious background is, and it's actually a minority of Syria too, the al-Wadis, is it's basically a pagan Muslim. So they celebrate all the Christian holidays, but they follow the Muslim holy book thingies. So it's like Muslims with Western holidays, basically. So yeah, and yeah, you look at the history of Syria, the political history, it's really, really interesting. And the al-Wadis are a minority. It's predominantly like, if you look at the cultural makeup, Syria's, I think it's mostly Shia Muslims. But there's also there's the al-Wadis, there's the Druze, there's Christians of various kinds. I'm sure they even have some Jewish communities there. So it's the whole way Western civilization paints things like, ooh, the Shia and the Sunni and then it's all ethnic. That's not how it works. All right,
out for the hooker.
Half an hour and 2 minutes. That's funny. But the rest of the world still sees the world as nation states. It's America